As you've heard, my parents were working folks who never earned a degree past high school. They didn't have a lot of money. The vast majority of our tuition came from loans and grants. See, when I first set foot on campus, it all seemed so big and overwhelming. I didn't even know where to start, how to pick out the right classes, how to even find the right buildings. I didn't even know how to furnish my own dorm room. I saw all these other kids moving in all sorts of couches and lamps and decorations for their rooms, but when I unpacked my belongings, I realized that I didn't even have the right size sheets for my bed. When I crawled into bed, my legs were sticking out past the sheets, rubbing up against that cold plastic mattress. And I slept that way for the entire freshman year. But when you come from a family like mine, that's what you do. You make the most of what you got. And you don't make excuses. You work hard, and you always finish what you start. And no matter what, when somebody needs a hand, you offer yours. See, those are the gifts my parents gave me, their values. And I quickly learned that those gifts were far more valuable than money or connections. Skills like resilience, problem solving, time management. I learned to turn stumbles and missteps into sources of motivation. Most importantly, I realized that what really mattered wasn't how much money my parents made or what those people said about me. What mattered was what was in my mind and what was in my heart. Where are you going to go? Who are you going to be? And if you'll notice, I'm not asking what are you going to do, but who are you going to be? I'm asking you about how you plan to live your life every day. See, these are the moments that define us. Not the day you get the promotion, not the day you win Teacher of the Year, but the times that force you to claw and scratch and fight just to get through the day. The moments when you get knocked down and you're wondering whether it's even worth it to get back up. See, those are the times when you've got to ask yourself, who am I going to be? And I want to be clear, this isn't just some vague platitude about building character. In recent years, we've actually been seeing a growing body of research that shows that skills like resilience and conscientiousness can be just as important to your success as your test scores or even your IQ. So what we're seeing is that if you're willing to dig deep, if you're willing to pick yourself up when you fall, if you're willing to work and work until your weaknesses become your strengths, then you'll develop a set of skills that you can mold and apply to any situation you encounter, any job you might have, any crisis you might confront. But you got to make that choice. Who are you going to be? And then once you answer that question, I want you to answer a second question. And that is, how are you going to take those skills and experiences that you've gained and use them to serve others? Do not ever let anyone make you feel like you don't matter, because you do. And you have a right to be exactly who you are. And when you encounter obstacles, because I guarantee you, you will, and many of you already have, when you are struggling and you start thinking about giving up, I want you to remember the power of hope. The belief that something better is always possible if you're willing to work for it and fight for it. It is our fundamental belief in the power of hope that has allowed us to rise above the voices of doubt and division, of anger and fear. Our hope that if we work hard enough and believe in ourselves, then we can be whatever we dream, regardless of the limitations that others may place on us. The hope that when people see us for who we truly are, maybe, just maybe, they too will be inspired to rise to their best possible selves. Stop worrying so much about getting things wrong.
Success has nothing to do with perfection. So stop being nervous, raise your hand, get it wrong, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving on. And don't worry about what other people think. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So be brave, ignore the doubters, and work hard, because life is hard work. Don't be afraid of it. Just do it.
So there were periods of doubt, for sure. I think I have doubts today. Doubts don't go away. You just learn how to deal with them. You start knowing yourself and you become more confident. You don't let the failures or the stumbles define you. You know, everybody falls every now and then. Some people fall a lot. So think about life as a long trajectory.
Do not be afraid to fail, because that oftentimes is the thing that keeps us back, because we think we have to be right. We think we have to be perfect. We think that we can't stumble. And the only way you succeed in life is by failing. It's not the failure, it's what you do after you fail. You know, do you let it eat you up? Do you quit? Do you give up? Or do you let it bolster you? Does it serve as the challenge in your mind to do more, to take some risks, to step outside of your comfort zone? Be supportive of each other. We have to be our best friends, each other. That means we cannot be catty. We cannot compete and see one person's failure as our success. We can all rise together, okay? We can all win. And we're sometimes taught in our societies that we have to compete and we have to hold each other back in order for one of us to succeed. That is not true. We need each other.
Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to take risks. Ask questions. Ask stupid questions. Be laughed at. Get it wrong. Trip, fall, and then get back up. Do chores, have responsibilities, because what I tell my kids, you have to practice who you want to be. You know, you don't wake up one morning and you're suddenly who you think you want to be. You have to put some energy into it. So if you want to be an honest person, you have to be an honest person every day. If you're going to be a hard worker, hard work doesn't just appear. You have to practice hard work. You have to practice effort. And I also encourage them, try to help them understand that good things don't come easy. So you want to choose wisely.